Hi, friends. How's it going? I am just changing my chat to all messages live chat. And that's a good reminder for all of you to do the same. If you're in top messages, you miss a lot. And you, if there was, a bidding war, which there won't be because everything's buy it now today, you might miss some of those bids. So I just put my email in the chat, mscwalker@att.net. And it's also in my description channel. It's also over on Instagram, although that's a different email. So you could message me on Instagram in the message section, but don't send me your information there because it'll kind of get lost for a little bit. I won't be checking there. So my name is Lucinda, and I love fantastic vintage. And I go out and find it. And I've been doing that for decades. A long history of that. Any of you who've been with me before? No. I do my very best to pick items that I know are trending, but also pick items that I like, that I would display in my home, that I think bring joy. I've been doing live sales for about 5 months now. And I've been really fortunate to get a lot of subscribers really quickly. I still have a fairly low viewer rate, though. So in 2024, that is hopefully going to shift. I am already reached out and am planning a lot of sales with other resellers, both on their channel and on mine. And I'm going to be having a bi-weekly co-host beginning January 11th. And that should be really exciting because the synchronicity and the energy of having two people selling just creates fun. And it brings both people's perspective to the sale and their own particular love of vintage, and therefore picking and reselling. So it'll be great. I'm really looking forward to it. And hopefully you are too. I live in California. I alternate between my father's house in the San Francisco Bay Area, as I am his main primary caretaker and his medical power of attorney. His wife, my mother, they were married for 65 years, passed 18 months ago, and she ran the house while he was a very successful career scientist and researcher. So the change has been enormous for him, and I've kind of filling that role. Yesterday was my mother's birthday, so it was a hard day. I'm still pretty tired. Forgive me for that. I use pirate ship, so that shipping is about a third less than if I just went and dropped it off and paid regular USPS prices. I ship USPS, not UPS. The items that you buy today do not include shipping. So always keep that in mind. I tell you when something's heavy. I also always will tell you when there's any kind of damage to an item, even if it's just the smallest thing. Otherwise, assume there is none. Today is not Christmas. Christmas items, I'm done selling those. People are still doing it. And, Christmas sells year round. I mean, let's face it, Christmas, Vintage is pretty fantastic, and I buy it all year. But I'm done. It's 5 days before Christmas, and I just don't see it. So what I'm doing today is I'll buy it now items, and we're going to be doing letters and claims, and it's $15 or under, and it should be pretty easy, pretty quick. Let's see. Happy holidays. I hope everyone is ready, excited, but calm, and has whatever plans that they would like to plan and to have and to be. And just as a reminder, because I just talked about my father and myself, not everyone has a great, wonderful, huge family gathering at this time of year. Depression is very hard this time of year. Winter and the holidays just creates an added pressure for people to feel alone, to feel their losses, to not have that family there anymore, to be far away from family, to not be in touch with friends. So the best gift you could give anyone is to pick up the phone, to write a letter, send an email, text someone, take someone out for coffee. Take your nice conditioned old sleeping bag blankets or tents or other food bags, hygiene. Give them to the people who are unhoused. Be kind. Reach out. That's the spirit of giving. That's what it's all about, right? Christ Mass, it's about Jesus Christ. And what would he do? We should be thinking like that all year round. Unfortunately, many of us only stop to think about it during December and maybe only on Christmas Day. And I'm not even saying that I'm religious or that Christ is, a thing in my life. I'm simply saying that we should always be giving. We should always be compassionate. We should reach out to those that might be in need. So that's the end of my lecture about the Christmas spirit and being compassionate. Okay. I've got 2 people here. I'm 8 minutes in. I've done my intro, and I'm going to start with the buy it nows. Depending on how many people come in and where we're at, I might do a recap, but I've just never really found that it's been worth the effort. But we'll see. Let's see what happens. Okay. So, like I said, everything is a buy it now with a claim letter. So these 3 items, if I could type, that would help. That would help a lot. Choice, buy it now, and I'll let you know how to claim it. Oops, backwards. That's not very helpful, is it? I'm trying to show several at once, so it's a little easier for you. Of course, I have to see what you're seeing. So, and then I'll show them individually. So there's this like paper mache composite material cat box. I'll show you more detail in a minute. There's this incredible orange red with orange swirls miniature porcelain vase that is hand painted. It is iRice product. That is Japan iRice. And this beautiful full lassie dog. Fine porcelain as well, made in Japan. Now I'll show each one individually, briefly, and tell you what the claim is. First person to claim wins. We're not doing bidding wars. So this is absolutely stunning. It's definitely got more value than 10, but I'm clearing out my bins, y'all. Clearing out my bins. All of this is hand painted. It is glazed over. The flowers are all edged in gold paint. 10 karat or 24 karat, I'm not sure. It is a bright orange. There you go. It is a bright, more like a pumpkin orange swirls. Both sides have the same beautiful floral pattern. It is glazed over. It is a teeny tiny bud vase, which was used. Here's the bottom. So you can claim this with mini vase. This is the back of the composite cat box. And these are all vintage unless I say otherwise. I'm not, gonna talk a lot about years. I mean, we can figure it out. This is probably 80s, 90s. The vase was probably 50s, 60s. Here's his front. They love his little face. I think it's really cute. And opens. Here's the inside. Here's the bottom with his little pawpaws. And it's just that, I don't know what the composite is. I mean, I say paper mache, but I don't know. And he's probably about 3 by 3, 3 1/4. Cat, you can claim it cat box. And here is the fantastic, I want to say Lassie dog, but come on, golden retriever, but he's not golden. He's a different retriever. Anyway, and he's got incredible detail, incredible paint. I've brought him several times. I've always been shocked that no one's picked him up. He is about 5 inches long. He's a stunning example of a dog figurine where he's lifelike. I mean, he's just lifelike. No damage whatsoever. Porcelain, probably 1970s. He's stunning. Dog, $10. Dog. There's his little Japan foot. I mean, even his ears are completely intact. Look at him. I mean, he looks like he's looking right at you. Hello, hello. And you can hear the porcelain, that very fine noise. So those are my first 3 $10 choice. Buy it now. If you come in later, put your little wheel settings at the top to playback speed ×2, and you can scroll through and you can get back to me because all these items are going. They're going today. I won't be bringing them back. I will be lotting them up and listing them elsewhere or bringing them to another reseller's platform. But I need to clear my bins in order to bring you guys new stuff. So there you go. First 3 items. Let me load up my tray with another 3. And we'll keep it moving. This is going to be $10. These are all $10 choice once again. And most of this, I'm literally just making my money back. Not making a profit. I just really want to clear out so I can leave up $10 choice because it's $10 choice. Most of these items, I am just making my money back. And some of it I'm losing money on. But I need to clear this out. This is a maple leaf birch bark box. I have, it's worth about $25 or $30. There is a decoupaged print painting raised of a river. The not oak, birch trees with their fallen leaves. This is all punched cork, and it is raised in 3D. It is all punched cork in several layers with the birch box scalloped edgings. It is about 6 inches long by about 4 inches wide. The bottom is very plain, fairly solid. When you open it up, here's the wood grain in the lid. Here is the beautiful birch leaves on the bottom. I believe these were made in the USSR. $10 maple box. This little weirdo is really fantastic. And there was a company that made these. This is not an amateur. I believe it's Tolle, Tolle, or Tole. He is an owl, but he is like a little alien owl. He is hand blown. He is about 20, 25 years old. Here's his little pinched ears and his really wild alien eyes. He's spectacular. His bubbles, they are not controlled like Bollicante. It is smooth polished. It is not a Chinese company. I can't remember where the company is. And it's clear glass, and it goes with any other glass or, your wood. Mix and match. $10 owl weirdo. This little dark that turns to light green, much older, I would say 1950s, hand-blown basket has loads of straw marks. So it is at least 50s. It does not glow, which is why I put it in the 50s to 60s category. I do not believe it's Fenton or anything like that. It has too many straw marks. Nonetheless, it is mass produced. I just do not know the company. It's got that typical bring the handles up with the, they don't touch. They're pulled up when it's blown and pulled over and left to dry. See there? See the straw marks inside? That's a sign of older glass. It's not scratches, it's the straw marks, and it's all throughout. No cracks, no crazing. There is a few bubbles. It is a smooth pontil, but there's the thickness of the glass somehow shows in here. And actually, this is green with like a clear glass bottom. And so it's not just the bottom that's clear. The top of the handles are a little clear. So I believe there is a clear glass with green inside. They're not applied. The bottom isn't applied to this. So $10 green basket. This basket is lovely. This is what I paid for this basket. These are bone china made in Japan. $10 for both. It's what I paid for them. Mama and baby squirrel. with their green. I don't know. Acorns are not green. So I'm very puzzled as to what they're holding. Let's go with Easter eggs. I don't know. Fine china. I'll show you one at a time. They're very detailed as well. They're teeny tiny. I mean, look at my hand and holding them. They have loads of detail. They're really gorgeous. I've been very surprised that no one picked these up for their collection of miniatures. They're likely 1960s. That's the mama. This is the baby. And I paid $5 a piece for these. I just need to make room. And if I'm going to be able to buy new vintage for 2024, I need some do-re-mi to do that. So this, and they have hollow bottoms. So they're together, $10. Squirrels, $10. Squirrels. And obviously these weigh nothing. So they cost absolutely nothing to ship unless you start adding to your box. And this box, I will be invoicing tomorrow morning. And if I'm paid by Friday morning, they'll go out Friday. Otherwise, they'll go out after the holidays next week. Because none of this is intended to get to you by Christmas. That would be a miracle. Hi, Cassandra. Cassandra Pow. Please tell me how to pronounce your last name, Cassandra. Aloha. Nice to have you on my channel. I don't think I've met you before. Thank you for stopping in. Angela. Hi, Angela. $10 for the squirrels, the basket, the birch box carved, or the little weirdo owl. My dear. Squirrels. You got it. I will write that down. Let me move these items and get to my sheet of paper and write it down. How are you, Angela? Oops. Got to make the pen right. Squirrels. 10. Yes. I love that. I have some acquaintances from Hawaii and a very good friend who I dearly love. And but I have only been there twice. I need to go back. I miss it. I if one could afford it, Hawaii is so expensive for people who live there. I would consider living in Hawaii. It's so beautiful, and the spirit. I'm glad you're doing good, Angela. I'm okay. It's the holidays are rough. Yesterday was my mom's birthday, and that was rough for me and my dad, but life goes on. Life goes on. Going to bring a bunch of things that are $5. I considered trying to sell stuff in lots that I put together, but after I put them together, thank you, Angela. Happy birthday, Cassandra. After I put the lots together, I thought, well, I think that's appealing. Someone else may not think that's appealing. So I can't sell them like that. I need to do it individually. They just weren't logical. So $5 choice, buy it now. I'll show you the items, then I'll tell you the word to type in. This is a beautiful lucite carved in, uh, I guess it's painted plastic. I don't really know how they make those colors, but it's certainly not coming out. It's indented coneflower lucite on a stand. $5. It's got this beautiful edging like ice indents. It's really cool. It was $8.80 at Heidi's Hallmark. So this would usually sell for $15 to $20 easily if I was to put it up on knickknacks. But like I said, I want to clear my bins and I want to sell it to you. So this is $5 lucite. $5 lucite. Let's type in the word. Words are going to get hard today, I can tell. This is, and what is it? It's about 3.5 by 3.5. This is a open weave trinket dish basket, hand painted down here, but glazed over. This is from the early 50s, possibly the 30s. It was hand painted and made in, I believe it's Poland. I'm showing you that, and then I'm going to turn it around. If I remember my Restorori Crimea, yes, Crimea, Poland, Russia area, right before shifting countries' politics constantly. It is about 2.5 by 2.5 around, and maybe 3/4 of an inch tall. Put in trinket, Poland trinket. Thank you, Cassandra. I appreciate that. It is really cool, and it's just a matte painting. White, it's just matte, but it is glazed over, and it's very old, and yet it has no wear, and I think it's gorgeous. And you could use it as a trinket dish. You could keep it by the side of your sink to put your rings in. You could keep it at the side of your table, and you could also just display it upright like this next to your anything, you name it. How about next to your dog figurine? And it's, things are very versatile. My vintage, oh, he has a little hair on him. My vintage is, my display is all mixed together in a very random way. It's not like, here's the glass, here's the ceramic, here's the lucite, it's all, not even by color. I just kind of look at things and insert here and there what makes other things pop. So I encourage you to do that as well. Okay, these were made in China, probably in the 1990s. These are 2 grooms getting married, and they're those, little, yeah, they don't want to cooperate very well right now. Their hands go down. They're those little, make them move things, right? Like, let's see if I can get them to do it. I know they're older because I got them from someone who collected vintage. I think they're really cool. So these are $5 dancing grooms made in China. I love their faces. Obviously, they're a takeoff on vintage. This little guy is missing the round bead on the end of his hand. If nothing else, they would be wonderful for an assemblage. I think they're really neat. And then these are wedding bells because they are grooms. Here's the bottom, made in China. Thank you, Cassandra. $5 for the dancing grooms with their big old, what's the guy? Sinatra ears. Frank Sinatra ears. And then we have the just standing, these are older and they do have something written on their foot, but people, I can't read it. It doesn't say China. I don't know what it says, but I would venture that these could be going back to the 60s. I believe these are 1960s. These are two grooms, plastic cake toppers. They have their pink roses. They are solid, hard plastic. They are about 4.5 inches tall. Let me take my fingers off their hair. Does that one actually have a... Hold on. I'm trying to find out if that's a mispaint. The smudge on his nose is an extra drop of black paint. So I believe, but I'm not positive, but I believe that you might be able to get that off with nail polish. So these are 1960s grooms, the pair for $5. Tall and handsome. That's right. I'll show you the bottom. And here you go. This was the one where it clearly says something. This one, it's harder to read because the black is still on there. But I don't know what it is. So $5 for these. Now, at the very end of today, when I get through all these buy it now items, I'm going to ask people if you want to make me a deal, and I'll see if it's acceptable. If it's reasonable and you're not undercutting me by a lot of money, I will probably accept it because I would rather lose some money and clear out the old to make room for the new than to continue hanging on to it. Okay? And this, Patty Rose. How's it going, Patty? Nice to see you. This is going to actually be, and I'm losing money here, but that's okay. I'd like someone to use it for crafting. $3, buy it now. Bakelite, Bird of Paradise, Mahjong tile. This is from the 1940s. Obviously, it's Bakelite. Thank you, Patty. Thank you for coming. And it's, what the heck? An inch by about 3/4 of an inch because it's a rectangle. It would be, again, we're talking about mixing and matching like I do. So here you've got your bowl standing up and you've got your Bakelite tile next to it. You put this on a spice tin in an assemblage. You make a Valentine wreath. I mean, it's Bakelite. There's numerous things. Glue it to a bracelet. Make it into a pendant for a necklace. There's multiple things you can do with it. $3, buy it now. Put in a Bakelite tile. Okay? So, moving on. Hopefully I remember what I've shown and what I haven't shown as I keep turning around and grabbing things. And I'm trying to be efficient and show several things at once. Let's see. So these next two items are 15 choice. Words, y'all. Words. Buy it now. Words and me. Okay. Here we go. Elephant-footed swung vase. Clear glass encased red. It is a bright red. The bottom is the truer color. With the light, yes, it lightens up, but the bottom is the truer color. Here you can see how it's encased. See the red here and pulled over to here, and then a little on the outside, and the rest is clear. This is called an elephant foot because they're like the elephant toes. It is 6-toed. It is made by Gorgeous Designs. That is in China, but these were made about 20 years ago, 25 years ago. It is not modern reproduction. Thank you, Cassandra. And then it has the pulled up 6 indented lines, right? Here's my finger inside of the 2. And it is tall. There's a single bud vase. It is about 11 inches tall, 10 to 11 inches tall. The bottom here is about 3.5. We'll go with 3.5. $15. Elephant footed vase. Elephant footed vase. Put it in the chat. That's how you claim an item today because it's all buy it now. This, I don't understand at all why this hasn't sold. I cannot claim this is vintage because I don't know that. But it does have the drip paint style. It is an artisan piece. No, I cannot figure anything out from the signature. Not at all. And, you know, my glass and my pottery, I only know so much. It is this beautiful magenta. It's not that purple color. It is a magenta. Kind of like, it's really hard when, so you see how it's kind of there. It's kind of more like that color with this light grayish mauve drip. It's absolutely gorgeous artist piece. There's nothing wrong with it. $15. Short mauve bud vase. Claim short mauve bud vase. It's beautiful, beautiful piece. It maybe weighs 1/4 pound, possibly 1/3 pound. It's just stunning. See, there you go. That's what it looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. Fact is, I really love this piece, and if it doesn't sell here, I'm not sure if I'll list it on Knickknacks or if I will add it to my collection of items because I'm a sucker for drip glaze, and this is just so well done. And it's different all the way around. There's the top tiny opening, big enough for a pin. And here's the bottom. It's just gorgeous. And it is tiny. It's about 3 inches around and 4 inches, 3¼ inches tall. So if you're thinking about things, you can always put it in the chat later. Okay? So those are those 2. We'll pass and move on. Sorry, I keep turning my back on you. Don't mean to. So we're going to stick with the $15 buy it now. Sorry. And so the first item, which this was pointed out to me my last sale, that someone said, Karen Lord, she said, maybe it's Blanco. And I did some research and I found 3. And one of them was listed as Blanco. It does have Blanco features, so it might be, but I cannot claim with any assurity that it is because I don't know my glass. It is this classic amber, all the lovely little straw marks, indented. This is indented, pinched in to the glass. There's 4 of them. You see how that's kind of like see right there on the side? It's pinched in. There's 4 of those around the bottom. It's a nice solid blown piece. Beautiful amber glass that is seasonal year-round. There's one back there by the handle. Of course, the handles are always applied. It's a nice, gorgeous, thick handle with this color waves that show in there. I love that. So in the light, amber glass is really, really cool. Here is the bottom. And the bottom is a little rough, but that can be typical of some Blanco pieces when they're pulled off and they have that blob. It is mass produced because I've seen others. So it's not a hobbyist piece. It is about, and it's just gorgeous. I wouldn't use it as a creamer, but you absolutely could use it as a creamer. Do you see? I want to see if you can see the straw marks. That's always a sign of quality glass. You can kind of see right in here of quality and older. So I believe this is 60s, perhaps 70s, but by the 70s, I don't think these straw marks were quite as common. It could be earlier. Thank you, Cassandra. I know. I probably am going to because I love the colors. So, and I love drip glaze from the 70s, that whole drip glaze. Now, that is not a 70s piece, but it's in the tradition of that. So I believe I'm going to keep it. So this is 5 inches tall, which is a really good height by about 3 inches around on this part, almost 3.5 to the handle. $15. Just call it amber creamer. Amber creamer. Type it in the chat to claim. Type in the chat, amber creamer. Now, these are $15. They are, I always get this mixed up. Oh, good Lord. Now I feel even more confused. Let me get another one. I feel even more confused when I look at the bottom. I had it before, but now I lost it. Wait, one more. I want to be able to tell you guys what it is. And I'm going to say that I'm not going to be able to. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. That might help. That might help. Hilarious. Okay. They are 4 autumn leaves and maple. So there's this kind of birch and then a maple. Well, actually, this is maple and this is birch leaf. So there's gold and silver. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. Right? They are little juice glasses or teeny tiny drink glasses or whatever you'd like to use them for. They were not ran through a dishwasher. There is 4 of them. $15 leaf glasses. $15 leaf glasses. Now, I'm going to show you the bottom of one and try to show you the maker's mark. It is not Hazel Atlas and it is not Anchor Hawking, which is what I presumed it would be because that's what most of them are. That is not what this is. So I'm, Lord, very confused. I'm very confused. There is a circle with what looks like a copyright. And then I don't know, y'all. Let's see if you can see it. There it is. You see that? I'll do it again. I mean, I know George Briard. I've sold a lot of his glass sets, but I don't think that this is him. But I don't know who it is. I don't know what that mark is at all. And these are definitely mid-century. Yeah, they're not Libby either. I don't have a clue, but they're absolutely beautiful with no damage. No damage. $15 leaf juice glasses. And I think I paid $4 each for these. So, and so $4, so I make 3, and I had to go drive with my gas, search for them, pick them up, research them a while ago, pack them, lug them around. Then I have to invoice you. Then I get a fee taken out. Then I ship them. So really, I'm losing money, and I'm losing money on pretty much everything. But like I said, I want someone else to love them, and I want to clear up my bins. I want to start 2024 out on a very successful note with new items. I don't want to continue to bring old items. So there's 4 of them, 15. And personally, I put these together because I think they go together. So you could put your half and half. You could put your eggnog. You could put your orange juice with champagne in a mix, just the teeniest, tiniest amount, and pour it in here for everyone to have a small shot. Cold coffee, cold espresso coffee in here. And then the half and half creamer is in, or whipped cream is in another container that you spoon in. And you pour a little bit of this in, you spoon on your whipped cream, and you've got, for $30, a very fancy set for year-round parties. So I thought they went together nicely. Okay. Now, I am going to leave up the $15, and I'm going to sell these as a set because this, to me, is a set. And the last time I brought the larger item and then these little salt and peppies, I said, this reminds me of barbecuing all day long. So I put them together and I was like, that's it. Barbecuing, here we come. Hi, Karen Williams. So they are, Libby. Thank you, because the mark on the bottom, I know that it's either Hazel, Atlas, Anchor Hawking, or Libby, right? But that marking made no sense to me. So Libby, there you go. And again, I think they're beautiful together. The potential Blanco picture and those 4 glasses, you're good. You're done. Beautiful, beautiful color combination. So this is $15. Screaming deal. Buy it now. Barbecue set. People barbecue all winter. You know, there's a lot of people who don't live in cold areas. You got your salt and peppies, and you've got your barbecue sauce jar. This is not Treasure Craft. This is from the 1970s, this barbecue sauce jar. I do have its original box. I'm just not showing it in the box. I found it with the box. This is a wooden handle, and it has the brush to brush on your sauce. And I think these things go together perfectly. You got a barbecuing enthusiast in your family? This is what they need. Give it to them randomly. Give it to them after Christmas. It doesn't matter. You barbecue. You want this in your kitchen. You've got one of those indoor grills. I know people. Shoot, my ex-husband barbecued outside year round, and he was forever putting sauce on both before and after. So $15 barbecue set. I will show you a close-up of the little owls. I showed them last time. They're white, orange, and light brown. They are cold painted. These are from the 1950s. I'm sure they were made in Japan. They were used. The place where I got these, the woman had donated her salt and pepper collection to a hospice that had taken care of her. And she donated about 200 sets. I got there when they were down to their last 40 sets. And I paid $10 a set for them. So I am taking a loss. I don't care. And they are that kind of biscuity material, hard to explain, composite. That's why they have more of that wear down there, rubber stoppers. They may be 1970s, but no. Somewhere between the late 50s to early 70s, okay? I can't make a definitive call. And so, pepper, salt. They are about 3 inches tall. And then the barbecue pot, which is, I believe, meant this kind of brown was very popular in the early 70s. And then the wood handle is a really nice touch. I love that. And to me, it just feels like a mimicking Treasure Craft idea. Here's the bottom. Nothing special to see. It's in its box. I thank you, Cassandra. I do not believe it was used. While it has a brick pattern, it is glazed, and the brick is not really raised. This was never used. I could show you the box. Hold on, and then I'll tell you the brand name. It's just a random component. Hohen ceramic barbecue sauce jar. Dishwasher safe. See that there tells you we're moving into the 70s. Late-ish 70s, mid 70s. So it will come in its box. And what does it say? It originally sold at Mervyn's department store. Wow. For $10. Look for the other creative and innovative kitchen accessories from Hone Products Limited. Has a barcode. Yeah, late 70s, possibly early 80s. And I kind of recognized this. It was like after Homeco. And this is potentially early Chinese, early made in China, but it does not say, nope, Taiwan. There you go. Boom. 70s, late 70s, Taiwan. It was made in Taiwan for the company that was located in New Jersey. And look at that. See? This is why reading is good. 1984. So it was right into that late mid 80s, 1984. There you go. So barbecue set. Claim it now, $15. If this doesn't sell today, I'm going to lot it up and put it on knickknacks because I think it's just the most perfect lot for your barbecue connoisseur. Obviously, your serious barbecue person, can get way off into all kinds of stuff. But for fun and just to be cute, to get your teenager started, your young person who's just moving out to college, I think it's perfect. Okay. So I'm going to do a couple $10. Buy it now. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. $10 choice. Buy it now. So let me grab some $10 choices. Da-da-da-da. As you get to see a lot of me. Okay. $10 choice. And I know there's a lot of choices. Like at 3 o'clock, which it may be now, a good friend of mine, two good friends, come on. I have a lot of competition and I'm aware of that. So I appreciate that you come here. $10. This is a ceramic. No, this is not ceramic. No. Someone needs to give me a brain check. This is not ceramic. This is not ceramic. This is an enameled egg. Enameled egg. It's really gorgeous. Ceramic. I love it. It's an enameled egg. Beautiful pink, like cherry blossom, with a purple blue background. Dark green leaves, brown stems, gold swirls. That's the front. And the back just has a single little tiny bud stem. It's got that typical kind of swirled Japanese cloud look. It does match my nails. Thank you. It does. It has this little hole on the bottom. I assume that helped them to make it. And so it does not stand up on its own. It needs a little stand. $10 enameled egg. It's really gorgeous for anyone who collects this kind of metal enameled work. This is a great price for that. It does need a little, just a little egg cup. You collect egg cups. Got any vintage egg cups? Stick a little piece of foam in there and put this in. It's beautiful and it weighs nothing. Okay, and see, so this would be the idea I'm talking about, right? You got a little miniature planter. Put it in your miniature planter. Boom. We just did that. Look at that. Think out of the box when you decorate. Think out of the box. That's how I have all my vintage. I just look, and I would literally stick something like this in a mini planter and be happy with it because it matches the tail feathers. Yep. That's the way I roll. I'm very eclectic. $10. Bird planter on log. $10 bird planter. $10 bird planter. This is a beautiful bird. And Cassandra, it reminds me of a tropical bird. I'm a birder, and other than perhaps a finch, possibly some type of barn swallow, this is not the colors of birds in North America. And it could just be artistic license as well. It may not be a realistic bird at all. But the colors are just so vibrant. It reminds me of Hawaiian birds, tropical birds. It's got reds, yellows, little touch of green, the blue tipped wings. Again, no chips, no cracks, no damage. What is that? That is, I never noticed that before. This is not from when I bought it and didn't take a price tag off. I believe that is when someone bought it in I think this is from the 60s to 70s. When someone bought it originally and didn't take all the gum off the tag. And so I can wash that off, or you can. It's just very old gum glue, if you will. It's the sticky part, the tacky part. Here's the bottom. The reason why I know that it actually is a little older and not just a reproduction is because it has that line, typical of California pottery, although it generally would be more defined. So that's why I feel that it can't be any older than the 70s. And it was used as a planter. And that's a little guy. It's like 2 inches around the tree stump and maybe about 4 inches tall with the wingtip and about 4 inches that way. $10 bird planter. Yeah, it really does look tropical. One day when I'm done being a caregiver and I've grieved a little, I'm going to take some time and travel to a few places that I would like to see before I'm too old, because I'm getting up there. I have a plan. We'll see what happens. If it doesn't work out, that's okay, because plans change. $10 for the Doxy, the wiener dog. Porcelain, 1950s, 1960s, made in Japan. About 4.5 inches long. Great detail. Little Doxy dog. He's so cute. I miss my dog. My dog stays somewhere else when I'm with my dad, so I only get to see my dog about a week out of every month. But now that my parents' older cat has passed on, I think I'm going to be slowly introducing him to here, because I miss him. I miss him a lot. But that's just life. He has his tail. He's got really fine details. Hear the click. Bone china. Made in Japan. It's just backwards. Let's make it correct. Japan. $10. Doxy dog. Okay. So I've got more to show, but we're getting to that point where it's been an hour and nothing's moving. So we may move in a little bit to let's make a deal. Okay, $5 choice. Sorry, I should always put that just so people are clear. Buy it now. First item is this 1960s, 1970s, but not 80s Bayer aspirin bottle. It's a teeny tiny little bottle. I remember in the 70s as a teenager with certain pains that women get once a month, going and buying Midol and just regular aspirin in glass bottles with a cap like this and throwing it in my purse. I wish we had never introduced all these dang plastics. It's in great condition. I think it has multiple potentials, and it's just a wonderful crossover glass right before plastics, screw top, advertising display piece. It's teeny tiny. The Bayer Company, USA. Bayer is a huge corporation. The Bayer Company division of Sterling Drug in New York, New York. Made in the USA, printed in the USA. Used since 1900 for the relief of painful discomfort of headaches, neuralgias, head colds, muscle aches and pains, and as a gargle for relief of minor throat irritations. The side of the bottle says Bayer and aspirin. $5. The screw top screws right off. Still works really well. Use your imagination as to what kinds of things you could keep in here. Sewing needles, beads. Just display it next to another piece of glass. Looks good, right? Now, this is $5, and Hi, Karen. Thank you for popping in, honey. I hope you're having a good holiday, pre-holiday week. I've been enjoying your posts. This is fantastic. I wish I had the other part, but I do not. It is, every edge is cut. It is not early pressed. It is not American Brilliant, but it is Art Deco era, or it has an Art Deco look. I cannot actually date this piece. Every swirling angle is cut. Hold on, let me see if I can get that right. There you go. It's fascinating. Let me see if well, it is molded together. So that's something, but they started molding very early on. So that doesn't, as early as the 1900s, turn of the century. So that doesn't help me to date it. I wish it did. I think it's spectacular. I paid $5 for this. The bottom shows you how trippy the colors are. There is like a little pontil and a rough spot. So it was a blob. Blob made means that. And so what's interesting to me is, hold on. Since this has a blown bottom, so there's a couple things that are going on here then. The bottom is The bottom was made and pulled off the plate, and it's called the blob, and then polished down. There's just the tiniest little bit showing, and then it was applied to these two pieces that were then pressed together. So with that, we could go with early American pressed glass, right? But what's different about it is this beautiful cut angles. Now, it's possible, based on the way this looks inside to me, that it was a oil and vinegar at one time, because see how this is darker right here and it's missing its stopper. I don't care. It's gorgeous. I suspect it could be 1930s. $5 is an absolute steal. It will mix and match with any of your glass out there, any of your glass. So there you go. $5. Just put in 30s creamer. Nope, 30s oil and vinegar. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but that I kind of have that feeling. Okay, so am I, excuse me, y'all. Am I not bringing things you're interested in? I don't know. We get to this point where I'm like, I don't know. People are here and I'm really glad you're here. But maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Let's do another couple 15, and then we'll move to some less expensive, and we'll start closing it out. We'll see if anyone wants to make a deal, although I don't know. $15 choice. This is a taper candle holder. It goes down about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. It is like melted ice. It is 3-sided. I do not believe it's vintage. It could be, 10 to 15 years old, but it is incredible. It is heavy. It probably weighs up to 2 pounds, but it is spectacular. And it's got bubbles in it, and it is just like this clumped, melted ice glass, if you will. It is triangular. It is spectacular. It is glass light. It is glass light. So hold on a minute. Is that the same company as this? I think this is not for sale today. Nope, that's Firelight. Okay. Just wanted to be sure. The company is called Glasslight. I don't know anything about them. This piece is about 8 inches tall. The bottom is smoothly polished, but kind of with this applied grit. And I think that's just so it wouldn't slip. It's not really raised grit, if you will. It's just beautiful. $15. I bet you anything this cost $30 new, at least. It is definitely blown, melted, gorgeous glass. And you put a candle in there and put it on your mantle. It's pretty epic, y'all. Okay. So that you just put in candle holder. Last time bringing this, I've said this a few times, but this this is. Then it's going on knickknacks. Green, Christmas green. It's a dark green. Crackle glass. I don't know which company. Rainbow, Kiwanis. I don't know. Blanco. I don't know. I don't know my glass. It's about 6 inches tall. Crackle glass. Nothing wrong with it. No chips, no cracks. Here's where they pulled it. The ponto has just the tiniest bit of roughness there. This is not, this is mass produced. I don't know by what company. It's beautiful. I was really surprised that it didn't sell to anyone who wanted to pick it up for Christmas. There's the straw marks to put it on their coffee bar with half and half. I was really surprised. There you go. $15. Green crackle glass. Otherwise, I'm going to list it on knickknacks for $25. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm going to do some $5 items now. Well, what am I at? 15. Yeah, now I'm going to do some $5 items. Sorry. Because I also have some beautiful linens that I want to get through. Whoops. Hold on. Okay. Let me put these down before where am I going to put them? Here you go. Knock them over. Okay. So this is $5 choice. Buy it now. Anyone else live in California and have been getting this crazy downpour of rain? I know the East Coast, like the Maine area, somewhere, New York, Pennsylvania, I can't remember. Bad flooding, bad storms, and then a week ago in like the Tennessee, Alabama area, tornadoes. Winter is here. So I'm selling these for half of what I paid for them. $5. Clown alert. Clown alert. Sorry. Clown alert. $5. $5 for these reamer head clowns. Salt and pepper. Made in Japan. Porcelain. Early 50s, possibly late 30s. I think they're beautiful. And I had the most brilliant idea last night, and I did not bring it in here, but I just bought a white leaf. It's supposed to look like white pine needle wreath from Joann's because everything is on sale. I went in there yesterday and I got it for $10 instead of $30 or whatever. And I thought, as I was falling asleep last night, I thought, oh my God, someone could take their collection of salt and peppers and get those white wreaths that like I just bought from Joann's and alternate putting their salt and peppers all around on the wreath and make a salt and pepper wreath for year round. And I was like, maybe I'm going to do that if these things don't sell. So the clown could go down here and then a toucan up here. And I mean, it's pretty big. So you could have them all different angles, and I just thought, man, I think I'm going to craft that. So there's the $5 for the clowns. Put clowns in the chat, or for the toucans. On the toucans, I've brought these several times, and I've said to people, hey, the Niagara Falls that's on the front, because, that's specific to Niagara Falls, you could take that off so easily with a sponge so that it's not endemic to Niagara Falls. Well, I took it off. It's no longer there. So they are not related to a tourist spot. They are simply toucans. They are fabulous. They are 1930s cold paint. Salt and pepper, $5. They weigh nothing. These are more of your kind of biscuity ceramic, and they are definitely cold painted. The Niagara Falls was put on with a little bit of glaze, so it didn't matter that I was able to scrub it off. It did not remove the yellow paint on the bellies, but I would not be trying to wash the tops because it's cold paint. They're tiny, tiny, tiny little things. $5 choice. Come on, y'all. $5. Come on. Okay. Okay. $5. I think that's what I paid for this. This is epic. Yeah, the spine is coming off because this book is so old. See how they bound the pages together? They did it in like 20, 30 pages at a time with string woven in there to hold the pages together. And children's stories that never grow old. There's Humpty Dumpty. There's some elves. This book, Harriet from Aunt Libby, Christmas 1914. And then later it says Charlotte H. First from Mr. Lieberman. You can see someone just tried to save it. So what I do, oh, Cassandra, thank you. Hold on, honey. What I do with books like this, let's see when it was from. 1908. What I do with books like this, because they are literally falling apart at this point, I take out the beautiful graphics and frame them, make them into cards. You can leave it like this and do a scan and reuse them over and over again. So let me show you some of the graphics that I think. This is my favorite. Adventures of a Brownie. Because we used to tell stories about the brownies. And that's how we got a brownie troop before you became a Girl Scout. Because we used to talk about brownies. It went out of style. Look at that. What the heck is he doing? Definitely looks like he's up to no good. So you would claim this with Children's Stories That Don't Grow Old book, $5. It's got Black Beauty. It's got lots of stories. I'm just trying to find. Here's Cinderella. It's got loads of illustrated plates. So $5 is an excellent price for this book. This is really inappropriate and I'm not okay with it, but the graphic is still lovely. It's Uncle Tom's Cabin, totally inappropriate. But I love the graphic. I would take it out and I would turn it into something lovely, beautiful, and positive. Rip Van Winkle. You get the idea. So, but it's, the whole thing is falling apart. It's not going to last much longer. And it has about 310 pages. $5 for the illustrations in this 120-year-old book. 120 years old? What? 1908? No, not quite. 115. That's one of them. And Cassandra, you would like the 2 cans. Thank you, Cassandra. I appreciate that. I saw that. I just didn't want to stop. They are $5. Can you send me your information? Well, I know you can. Would you? Send me your information to my email at the top of the chat, and I'll say it again. mscwalker@att.net. It's also in my channel description. And I will bill tomorrow. I will try to ship on Friday if I get payment. If not, it's going to roll into after the holidays. Oh, you emailed it to me. I think you said that in the beginning, didn't you, Cassandra? Didn't you say that when you came in? And I'm just like completely ignoring you and not remembering. I apologize. Cassandra, I apologize. Okay, thank you. Now, this is $5. Best in Children's Books. I love the cover. This one, the spine is losing it here, but it's in much better condition. It's not quite as old, but it's still old, and the graphics are incredible. 1938. Look at that graphic. Look at Lassie. Man, that looks like a real dog. That makes me miss my dog. So it's not just Lassie. And some of the illustrations are more that 3-toned or 2-toned, very simplistic. And then some of the illustration plates are a little bit more. So let's see. Here's a boy with his dog. That would go good with that dog figurine. But then, of course, there is, I'm trying to find Penny and the White Horse. Here's Penny with her crinoline skirt. I don't know what's going on with her. Here's the sounds we hear. The owl and the frog and dogs and a bus and some little boy yelling. I don't know what's going on there. Someone's having a bad day. That would be way too much noise for me. I'm here to tell you. Then they even though it's 1938, they have some actual photographs of some animals. I don't fully know what's going on in this book, but it's pretty. And Let's Visit Spain in the back. I don't know. And here is. Oh, hold on. This is a story about Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad in 1938. Wow. Right on for them for telling that story in 1938. I feel like that was a bold move. And someone's homework is in here. It's so, I don't know. $5 for Best in Children's Stories. And then this one is $3. Buy it now. My father actually read this book. My father thought this was a great book. So if you've got an elder, particularly a man who's interested in American history and or war, Here's the book for them. $3. Buy it now. He really enjoyed it. He reads constantly. And he read this and he loved it. It was done in 1950. And the graphics in here are the black and yellow and white, which was very typical colors in 1950. So $3. Lee Grant. Da-da-da-da. This is going to be $5 choice. Buy it now. And I will start with this. I think I paid twice this, but I have a lot of this that I use in my own home, and I love the colors, but I don't have space for it. So I'd like for someone to have it. It's a handmade blue and white. The heck is this called? Oh, y'all, stitched. It's not embroidered. Is it embroidered? Why am I losing my memory? I don't know. But you get the idea. It's beautiful. There is nothing wrong with it. This is the back. It is really big. What is it called, you guys? Embroidery? It's not tatting. Crochet. Thank you. The brain yesterday was a really hard day, and I could have slept all day today. So, okay. Embroidered. You can actually see right here where they ended that last string. It is big. It is probably 12 by 12. The colors would be beautiful year round. $5 for the amount of hours that was put into making this is excellent. It's real. There's a lot of this stuff still around that you can find and you can pick up, but not all of it is the same quality or the same attention to detail. Some of it is kind of more like a throwaway. This piece to me just screams quality. So that's why I picked it up. $5 doily. $5 doily. Thank you, Cassandra. Doily. And as long as we're on the $5, we're going to stay there. And this will be the last time I bring her. Sadly, I've been sad that nobody wants her. I love her, but apparently nobody else does. So $5. This was a hobbyist piece painted in the 1976 by Val. She's a little girl with her Scottish Terrier. They have matching bows. This is her pajamas, her quilted pajamas. She's getting ready to go to bed. It was those thick, like house coat kind of pajamas that we used to. I wore them in the 60s. They were so hot. What were people thinking? They were like quilted with batting. I don't know. It's got the ruffles. She's on a green base. Her hair has the blue bows in the front and in the back. She's got very fancy hair. I think she's beautiful. I paid more than $5 for her. She is about 8 inches tall, a little bit more, maybe 9. She weighs, 2/3 of a pound. $5, little girl with dog in the chat. Little girl with dog to claim. This is a steal. These are very collectible, but I'd love him to go to a good home. Little felted wizard dude, Gandalf-like, with his long beard. He's in excellent condition. He was likely sold at Woolworths, probably made in Japan in the 1960s. It's got that button nose that's a felted little pink button. These are plastic button eyes. It's got his moon and stars. The star is white. The moon is yellow. Big bushy eyebrows. He is, well, let's see. Now I'm making things up because I think the date is on him. Yeah, exactly. Okay, see, making things up. 1984, but he was made in Korea. He's a novelty toy. 1984. 1984. So he reminds me of the 60s and 50s Japan people with just their quilted hands, because we've been doing all this vintage Christmas with all the little elves and the little angels and the little everything that has all these felted hands and feet, right? And the little button noses and all that stuff, beards, the whole thing. But so he was made in that style in 1984 by Novelty Toys. I could sell him on knickknacks for probably 15. He is no damage, no wear, no smells, not dirty. He does have this little gold, like curlicue, like on a present, like as if he's a present, but it's not a hanger. You could tie this together and hang him if you would like. He does stand up mostly on his own. So for anyone who's into plushies, for anyone who is into collecting the older plushies and wizards in particular, this guy's pretty spectacular. And I would never pick up a plushie that was dirty or smelled or was in a weird bag. No, wouldn't happen. So he's just really cool. Hi, Moses? Is that how you pronounce your name? How are you? Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. So this is his little dude, 1984. A lot of things were happening in my life in 1984. A lot of the good things were happening in my life. Yep, I just dated myself. Okay. So moving ahead. I'm gonna be done in a little bit. And then for anyone who came in late, who hasn't stuck with me the whole time, you can go to the settings and do the little wheel, go to playback speed ×2, and go through and see all the items I've brought today, because I've brought about probably 35 to 40 items, and only 2 have sold. So there's a lot still hanging out. In addition, at the very end, I'm willing to accept deals if you have something particular in mind, but I'm not going to take a lot less for things I've already shown, because I'm showing them at what I paid or below what I paid already. So I'm willing to listen to you. I mean that. But if you say, hey, I'll give you $5 for that $15 item, I'm going to tell you no, because time is money. There's so much that goes into this behind the scenes. This is a business. There's so much that goes into it. And I'm already not making money, but I want to pass it on. I want to clear it out. I want to give it to you, my friends. Seriously, I do. But I can't work. I'm already working for free right now. So don't ask me to work for below zero, if you will. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So this is $10 choice. Buy it now. And I have 2 of them. And they come with the buttons. These are Blendo bowls. They would have come probably with that chip and dip set. They were not put through the dishwasher. This one is orange. And it's, hold on. It's a deep orange. It's showing like lemon orange. I wish it wasn't. Why is it doing that? Well, I'll show it next to the yellow one and you can see the difference. Here's the bottom and it comes, here's the inside. It's a deep like tangerine orange, okay? It comes with these pack of lemon yellow vintage buttons. $10 for the orange and the buttons. That's what I paid for it. Or here is the lemon yellow. See the difference in color? Here's the bottom. They are large dessert bowl size. Here's the inside. They are Blendo. Very collectible. I only have the 2 of them. I did have 3 and I was packing them and one fell. It broke. And this one also comes with the buttons. $10 choice. No damage, no dishwasher, no nothing. So there's the tangerine orange, which is not showing, or the yellow lemon with the buttons. $10 choice. About 4 inches. Love using my head for measuring. It's just faster that way. And I know by now how big things are. So let's move to, I'm on $10. Let's just do this at 10. These items and keep it moving. And then at the very end, I'll do the linens. Okay, $10. This is the back. Great way to start off a presentation. This is the back. This is the front. It is transferware. It is a, I'm going with tiny soup pot, okay? I'm going with some kind of cold soup. It could be a sauce pot. Here's the handles. This is the gold paint, the 24 karat gold paint. This is transferware. This is not hand painted. This is Austria. It's made in Austria. And it's got that beehive on it. That is a 1920s, 1930s maker's mark. It designates quality. This is porcelain. And this beehive kind of thing, if you look it up, it's a designation of quality. and this was made in Austria. So it's a beautiful old piece. There's no chips, no cracks. Here's the inside. I have the newspaper in there, so it travels well. There's the tiniest bit of loss to the gold up here, but there's no chips, no cracks. Here's the lid. See where it's been picked up so the gold paint starts to come up. And see how there's an air hole at the top so that whatever is hot doesn't get too hot and explode the porcelain. And it's got little leaves inside the handles that weren't painted. It's a beautiful piece for $10. It weighs less than half a pound. It's very thin, high quality porcelain. It is about 7 inches tall with the top of the handle and about 7 to 8 inches wide. And like I said, it only weighs about half a pound. It is a cream and pink color in graduating color scheme. It's absolutely beautiful. See, there's another one of those just coming out of the Art Deco period kind of fleur-de-lis flowers with a little daisy at the bottom. $10. Epic price. Hold on, I want to put this down nicely. This was made by KJW. Can't find any information on it. Never have been able to. I think this piece is about 20 years old. It could be a little more than that, but I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to go with 20. Originally, I thought it might be older. I really can't tell because it's made in a vintage style. It has a vintage kind of graphics and details, but I can't tell, and I could never find the company. So it is raised palm trees, tropical. Then it has some kind of flowers down here. This edging, it is a oval. It is a raised up. It is about 7 inches long. It almost has like that Japanese style. So KJW, I'm pretty sure is a Japanese company. I just can't find anything on it. It's a beautiful little platter or riser. It's like a teal green. Here's the bottom. That too is an older style. And the white pottery, the whiteware. Everything screams older. I just can't honestly date it. $10. KJW, 7 inches by about 5 inches. Okay. And I'm fading. I get bad migraines when it rains. So I'm struggling with that too. Okay. This is $7. Buy it now. This is one of two things. This is either a baby bottle or an animal bottle for like a baby cow or a baby sheep or a baby pig. I can't tell you which. I couldn't find any definitive information on it, but I know that it's a bottle. Here's the ounces. I know that it's meant to have a nipple. You see the lip, and you'd put the rubber nipple over top here. And, the bottles were glass, right? For babies. We didn't have plastic. They were glass bottles. That's a fact. They were glass bottles. But they also made them for animals, for babies who didn't take to their mothers. So I just, I cannot tell you factually which is what. But what I can say, since it's a glass bottle and not plastic, is that it's at least 30 years old and more like 40 or 50, perhaps even older. Seriously. But I tried to research this and I couldn't. It is molded, so it's EPAG, early pressed American glass. It is about 6 inches tall by about 2 inches, 2.5 inches wide. I think it's great. I think you could do a million things with this. I would put Mercury picks coming out of the top of it. I would put my Valentine Day picks. I would put a dried flower arrangement. I would put a long pick in there with a clip on the end and put an ephemera on top. Again, I think out of the box, and the way I display my vintage is extremely eclectic. So when you see something like this and you're like, well, what would I do with a baby bottle? A million things, girl. For that matter, you could make, if you do this, if you make your own lotions or your own bath salts, or you buy from a sustainable store the giant bulk lotions or bath or soap, you could bring this in, pre-weigh it, have it filled up. Here's the ounces of your lotion from the co-op, your soap from the co-op. And then you can find a cork at a thrift store that fits right here. And now you're reusing, repurposing, you're saving the planet for $7. Buy it now. Put bottle in the chat. Okay. 2 more $7 items and 3 more. And then one $10 and some linen. Oh, no, I have some ephemera and then some linens. Okay. So moving along on the $7 theme. Made in Japan. This is hand painted. That it's hard for me to tell if that's hand painted or transfer. And I'm going to err on hand painted, but it's tricky. And so what I know for sure is this is all the 24 karat gold painting. Here's the gold here. This is a trinket dish. Daffodils and a pink tea rose in the shape of a leaf. Absolutely beautiful. No damage. Here's the gold painted Japan. This is so pretty. Again, this is another item you could just display. You can keep by the kitchen sink to put your rings in. You can keep in the bathroom to put your jewelry in. You can just display it. You can give it as a gift to a young girl. You can hang it on the wall right here, even though it's a little concave. The flowers would be upside down, but it's still beautiful. It's in excellent condition. It's about 4.5 by 4.5, maybe 4 by 4. $7 trinket plate. Thank you for anyone who's still here. And for anyone who has come in recently, you can scroll through at 2 times the speed with your little setting and see if there's anything you missed and put in the chat what it is that you're interested in. This is a 1980s bisque, baby blue scalloped tassel edge with peony and I forgot the name of the other flowers. Painted on top. This is hand painting. This is not transfer wear. I believe that that's what that is. It is all glazed. It is beautiful. Trinket box. $7. Flower trinket box. It is just ceramic. It is not porcelain. No damage. This, unfortunately, is extremely collectible. And if it did not have damage, a little bit of damage, which you don't see when it's closed, this would sell for 40 or 50, even more. But it has a little bit of damage, and I didn't notice that when I picked it up. It is the Royal Bayworth in Bavaria company. Highly collectible. Highly desirable. This is from 1920s, maybe a little earlier, but I'm going with the 20s. It is a hair receiver. It is a biscuit porcelain material. It has that woven texture to it, but then the material itself is in between a biscuit and a porcelain. I will let you decide. It's beautifully hand painted with these roses. It's 3-footed. The feet are gold. You can just put hair receiver, $7 in the chat. I'll show you the damage. Right there. Right there. It's a big damage. But, hold on. When you put the lid on and you turn it the other way, you don't notice it, just like I didn't notice it. It's a beautiful piece. I'd hate to throw it away. It is 100 years old. It is 100 years old. I think it can be repurposed into something pretty spectacular. I think you could get creative and put something in the top here, and you can just even have it sitting this way as a hair receiver and put your makeup brushes in it and not worry about damaging it for $7. Yeah. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Okay, y'all. Well, last thing for $7, and then I'll show some linen and some jewelry. I'm going to power through that because and my ephemera. Hold on. I got to show my ephemera. This is the last piece that's $7. Spaniel dog. 1960s. $7. Claim it now. 4 inches tall. Hollow. Beautiful detail. Beautiful little puppy. $7. Hell, I'll take 5 for him. If someone wants it, I'll take 5. He's so cute. He looks sad. He looks sad. He wants somebody to take him home. He's felted on the bottom. That's how I know he's older, because everything 60s and earlier that people loved, they felted the bottom so it wouldn't scratch their furniture, because even though furniture was a lot cheaper, you bought it on layaway, and a lot of people still need to do that because it's expensive unless you buy IKEA crap. Sorry if people love IKEA, but it falls apart and it's difficult and it's a whole thing. Okay, it's a whole thing. So $5. Adorable little spaniel. He wants to go home. You'll take him home, Cassandra. Says he just wants to go home. Okay. Thank you, Cassandra. I wasn't trying to guilt trip anyone. I just felt I just felt a momentary sadness for the little guy. I was like, oh no, he just looks sad. Spaniel Brown, 5 to Cassandra. Thank you, Cassandra. Okay, let me show you the ephemera. Linens, jewelry. Let's do it. Let's do it quick. Okay, so the ephemera is all $5 choice. Boom. $5 choice. And we'll start out with the one that's different, but that I think is hilarious. I felt rather small. This is from the 1930s. Cost 2 cents to mail it. It was never mailed. 1930s. It's the brown paper stock that was often used in the 1930s. It's a European kind of and Victorian humor, if you will. Never used. $5 for Victorian humor, or I felt rather small. You can put in the chat. Here is a blessed Easter with the angel on the cross. This was mailed in 1909 to Miss Olive White in just a city. It just says city. It says, hello, how are you? Bye-bye. And it literally just says the address and city. So there was a place named City. So this would be Easter. A place named City? Like not New York City or whatever, just city. What state? I don't know. That one's Easter. This one is an advertisement. These are barn swallows in the winter for Lion Coffee by Wilson Spice Company in Toledo, Ohio. You got big bags of coffee and you took home in that bag this advertisement piece that you would then typically frame on your wall. It was a way to help people buy things during the Depression. So, Lion Coffee, $5. Type it in the chat to claim. Happy may your Easter be with the olive branch carrying peace dove. We could use a lot of this right now. Forget about Easter. We could use it now. This is just a little picture. It is not a postcard. It is not a gift card. It is not an advertisement. It is just a turn of the century frameable peace dove holding an olive branch. $5 peace dove. There's the ephemera. Boom. We did that. Okay. Let's do the linens. All the linens are going to be 10. Whoa, it just fell off my lap. Thank you, everyone who's hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. And I'm sorry. This one just slid right off my lap. Okay, so this is a vintage scarf. This could be 80s, possibly 90s. This one is huge. It is chiffon. It is single stitched. Here is the top. Hold on. This is the one that is 5 feet by 5 feet. Okay. 5 feet by 5 feet. There is no damage. Not a single pull or tear. Not a single thing. $10. 5 by 5 chiffon scarf. It is beautiful. $10. See it on me? It's beautiful. And you could have your blues predominant, or you could have your mix of colors, or you could have just your oranges. It is beautiful. Definitely a beautiful winter scarf. And in the summer, if you've got the figure, or you got the figure that you want and you don't care, you could wrap this around yourself on the beach. It is 5 by 5. Chiffon scarf. Claim in the comments. This is a handmade game night tablecloth. There's 4 of them, and they are open to hold your little writing pencils that you would use for the scorecards, those short little pencils they used to use for games. They had little scorecards. There's 4 of them. All the corners are exactly the same. It is about 4 by 4. 4 by 4. Handmade, no stains, no issues. $10 game linen. $10 game linen. It's like speed round time. This is a poly, I believe a poly silk blend scarf. It is a teal blue. It is not a light dark blue like it's showing you in there. Single stitched. 1970s. This would have been sold at a high-end department store just like the other one. It's absolutely stunning. It is about 3.5 by 3.5. It's beautiful. Put in mandala scarf. Mandala scarf. And again, it's a teal green. Goes with my sweater. Maybe I'll keep it. Okay. And these last 2 are $7 choice. That's what I paid for them. This is for a smaller waisted woman or a little girl with the little pocket. The material was quilted and it was sewn on a machine, but it was done quite a while ago. It's a light chiffon lemon yellow. It's very pretty. Would have been good for the holidays for when you're baking with your grandkids or your daughter or your son. And this one is bigger. This full adult woman. It is pink. It too is stitched on a machine. The pocket is hand sewn on. No stains. Quite lovely. Nice long tie. It would fit around my waist, and I'm a size 14. I'm proud of it. There you go. $7. Just tell me which apron you want. Now, so I'm going to stop here and I'm going to ask the 3 people that are left if they're interested in seeing the jewelry. Because 2 hours and there's quite a big bowl to go through. And I'm okay with, yes, please, Cassandra says. Okay, Cassandra, I'll remember that. Just kidding. Okay, Cassandra. Cassandra, you're my cheerleader. You're keeping me going. Okay. Now, how am I going to... Okay, so we're on $7 choice. First 2 items. $7 choice. Easy peasy. Let's do that. These are 19... I believe they're 1950s, but they could be 60s. They could even be early 70s. But for me, that's pushing it. I used to exclusively sell vintage jewelry. This is a old plastic that is meant to look like carved bakelite. It is the KJL, which is Kenneth something Lane company. There is the tag inside that one. Kenneth something Lane. I forgot the middle. It is a old plastic, not bakelite, oval in shape, thicker on one side, thinner on the other. $7 choice. One is cream, one is blue. I love my vintage jewelry. I love my plastics. I have smaller wrist. I will put them on and show you. They go easily over my hand, okay? Easily, which means they would, and see how much room there is? So let me give you, there's more room almost than my silver. So it would go over a medium hand, okay? A medium. But to be safe, I'd go with small. See how the ring light, the thing about ring lights is they blow everything out. I'm up in the air about whether I like ring lights. So this is a greenish blue and this is cream. $7 choice. Old plastic. Here's the sound. Thank you, Cassandra. Me too. Had him a long time. Okay, so we're on $7. $7 for this incredible enameled flower pin with the raised stamen middle. This is from the late 1950s, early 60s with the Y clasp. It is beginning of a safety clasp, but it is the late 60s, late 50s, early 60s, somewhere in there with the Y clasp. It has lots of definition. It too is a teal and cream. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's enameled, no damage. Put in teal flower pin, $7. Teal flower pin. It is this big. It is really cool. All the jewelry that I kept when I stopped doing my vintage jewelry business and went back to college and university, I kept because it was my favorite. And I hoarded it for a long time. But now I'm offloading it. Let's see. This is another $7. Buy it now. This is 1960s. This is small. It fits me, but it is small. It is a old plastic. It is not lucite. It is closer. It may be celluloid. It is a raised black with the cream sides. See how it's raised? Do not know the maker. Black on the inside. Not Bakelite. Looks to me, you see that little thing right there? That is where someone decided to, hold on. Yep. That's where someone decided to do the pinprick test to see if it was Bakelite. I hate that. You don't need to do that. You just need to rub it to see if it smells. This is just your basic 1960s classic plastic bracelet. Okay. I'm going to, this too will be 7 choice. This is the crystal plastic that are raised. This is a really cool. This is from the 60s, late 50s. It is red, white, blue, and black plastic with the in between the jump rings. And this is wrapped around the plastic that is raised. This is some really cool stuff. I have a green, a long green one like this. I love it. Does this one have a clasp? Let me see. Often when they're this long and they're that old, they don't. And true to my knowledge and my memory, this one does not have a clasp. It is quite long. So if I did that and that, 8, it's about 16 inches around. So double that, 32. Plastic, red, white, and blue necklace, 7. And if you don't want to wear this, although I highly recommend it around your neck, you can also wrap it around your wrist to make a bracelet, multi-layered. And you can wrap this around your tree. You can wrap this around your ephemera spikes, your receipt spikes. You can drape this through your planters. You can drop it into a beautiful glass bowl to give it that sparkle because it sparkles in the light. Think out of the box. There's multiple things you can do. And this style of plastic is actually really lovely style. Okay, so now we're gonna go up. We got this. Cassandra. Thank you, Cassandra. Cassandra, I'm not going to do a recap. Because I just showed 40 items. I do not, so let me just get into this for a second and then I'll finish. I have about 160 subscribers on YouTube and I have about 1,300 on Instagram, and I feel very blessed by that. Very, very blessed. But what I have found is that when I sell just me on my channel, I have maybe 4 or 5 people in at a time, sometimes 8. And I don't sell hardly anything. And I spend 2 hours. But when I sell with my other reseller friends, the Traveling Button, Jen, Angie's Oddities, I could go on. I sell more than half my items. So it's not that I don't have it's not that I don't have good items or even that I don't have good prices. It's that I don't have enough viewers. And so when I show all those things for 2 hours and, I get just a couple small sales, even at rock bottom prices like this, doing a recap of a whole half an hour's worth of stuff that I already showed, it's not worth my time. And writing out the sheet, I used to write out my sheet and I used to put every item and the maker and the year and the measurements and all this stuff, and then no one would buy anything. And I did that for like 2.5 months. And then I was like, why am I wasting my time doing that? Because my time is money. So now I just show you and I measure and I talk about it and I write it down if it's bought. Now, so yeah, Angie's awesome. I'm going to be on with Angie again, January 29th on Monday on her with Denise from Denise's Magical Emporium. The three of us did something together about 2.5 months ago, and we're going to do it again. And I think that's going to be great. So I'm going to stop here and I'm going to let y'all know what's coming up. So if you saw anything and you come in late, let me know right now in the chat that you want it. Otherwise, it's not available. Yeah, she does. I will not be having a sale again until January 11th. Okay, I'm taking a good couple weeks off. I need a break. On January 11th, my new co-host, bi-weekly co-host, will be with me. And we will switch from my channel to her channel bi-weekly. And I think you're really going to like her. You all know her. And I think you're going to really like the two of us together. In 2024, I am going to be upping my game. I will still have the $10 priced items, $8 priced items, but I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up a level, and I'm going to start bringing stuff that are higher end. So there will still be that low range, but there's definitely going to be higher end. And since I'm in California, that's saying a lot. So I'm looking into how to source and where to find that and what I'm going to do and what I like, because I don't want to only bring things because it's what sells. I want to bring stuff that you guys like and that you can afford, right? So all of that's coming into play. My next sale will be January 11th. I will invoice those people who bought tomorrow. And if we get it out Friday, we'll get it out Friday. If we don't get it out till after Christmas, I don't think anyone's too worried about it. It's a really busy time of year. Stuff is getting lost in the mail. Even if I got it out Friday, I don't know that you would get it until, close to New Year's anyway, because, USPS is saturated. So yeah. Anyone see anything that they want to tell me that they want right this minute? Oh, Cassandra, hold on, honey. Let me put my big bowl of jewelry down. You, Cassandra, you want the Bayer aspirin Oh, girl, I was going to put that on my shelf, but you can have it. Bayer aspirin, and that was 5, correct? To Cassandra. And the let me just be sure, the really cool one. Hold on. This one, Cassandra, this really cool one. Perfect. Good choice. Cassandra, you have good taste. I like your taste. Yes. Okay. Thank you all. And that was Cassandra. Was it Cassandra? It was 5 too, right? Cassandra? 5. It was 5. Yes. I need a second brain. That's another reason why I need a co-host, because the two of us bouncing off each other, it's more exciting for you guys. It's more exciting for me. It helps us remember things. Then we laugh. It's entertaining. It's just all that stuff. So, God bless. It's going to be fantastic. Okay. I got it all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. You can follow me on Instagram to get notifications as well, see what I'm up to. I'm not posting like buying trips or any of that kind of stuff. I don't know if I'll ever do that because I'm really busy being a caretaker. My mother passed 18 months ago. I caretook for her for 2 years, and now I've been with my dad alone for a year and a half. And I have a whole other world that is very consuming. So let's don't close on a down note. Happy holidays to everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. Reach out to someone that's alone. Give them a call. Send them an email. Show up at their door with some cookies or some apples. I don't care. A lot of people are struggling this time of year. That's the best thing you can do, to give the gift of compassion. That's what this season is all about. So please reach out and spread some love. Okay. Thank you. Good to see you all. Bye.